Hi, Instagram.
Hello, everyone. Oops.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Hello,
everyone.
hello. Hi. Hi, Instagram. Hello, TikTok. We are getting ready to go into the studio here, live streaming on Facebook and YouTube. So we will be with you in a second as we have to make way for commercials and breaks and intros and things like that. So if you're missing the fun of the live stream, please join us on YouTube to watch it live and all the fun stuff we have. All right. We're almost there. Hi, YouTube. Hello, Facebook. Thank you for joining us in the chat room. We love that you're with us on Wednesday evening. We have a doozy of a show. Spiritual distortion. Spiritual distortion is the talk tonight.
There we go.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Tribe of Eden TV live stream show. We are so glad to have you with us. We are here together this Wednesday, beautiful evening, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you for everyone who's joining us in the chat room. Thank you for everyone who's joining us live on Instagram and TikTok. We are streaming live from all platforms, but more importantly, if you're missing out the amazing intro that Walker did, kudos to him. That's like chilling. I get chills every time I hear it. So if you missed the intro, please head over to the YouTube channel and watch the replay. All right. So, hi.
How are you?
How are you?
Oh, I've been better.
Yeah. We've had some a rough couple of days here with energy. So if you've been following anything we've been talking about and prepping all of you for, we had strongly advised in the last prediction video. We've done 2 lengthy prediction videos in the Tribe of Eden.
3 now.
Oh, 3 now. Yeah. 3 prediction videos in the Tribe of Eden TV, laying out everything that's coming down the pipeline and what to expect and what you're going to be feeling and dates, times, locations, everything that's been coming to be for those who have been religiously, cancel, clear, delete. Cancel, clear, delete.
Rigorously.
Fuck religiously. Rigorously following the predictions. You know that almost everything we've talked about has came to light already. So yesterday's upload is going to be a doozy. I can't wait for that one to play out. Yeah. So with that said, tonight's topic is spiritual distortion.
There's a little bit of that going on right now when you say.
A little?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like almost all.
Right. Yeah. No, I would definitely agree.
There's a lot of spiritual distortion going on that I think that, doing what we do, we definitely want to address. So we have mentioned before on the show, in the tribe, on the Motherella show, on our lives, videos, everything, that when you're connecting with certain leaders in the industry of spirituality, you want to make sure you are following authentic people. And I can't stress this enough because after the years and years and years I've been doing this, combined 30 years experience here, it's amazing to me the distortions that are playing out amongst the spiritual community. Now, I'm not saying there aren't validated people here. Okay. I'm not saying that at all. So please don't misquote me.
Mhm.
But the spiritual distortion is so strong because there is too much information sometimes being revealed. And when you go on social media, it's very distracting because it's all distorted. You don't know which way to go. You don't know which way to turn. You don't know who to believe. So when it comes to spiritual distortion, it is very easy for the matrix to fuck you up because it will take you, it will absorb your energy, it will find a way to completely distort your inner knowing and completely take you off the beaten path. So suddenly you become what I call the false leadership following, because you can easily get entrapped into this matrix illusion, this dome that we live in, this matrix simulated illusion that we're in, and it creates a lot of distortion from your inner knowing and the connection with your higher self and your own spirituality.
Would you say that's what it's been trying to do to you?
It has definitely been fucking with me a lot, and they know that.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen me yell and scream at them to stop.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
You've seen me go off the deep end the last few days and yell. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't yell at him. I yell
No, she
with
never
him,
yells at me.
but up. I go out
Just
around.
in my general direction.
General.
In fact,
He
we do
just
this
happens
really
to
kind
be
of
there.
cool thing where she's like, I'm like, hold on. Let me pull out the energetic trash bag and you can scream into it.
Mm-hmm.
Just pull it up,
Yes.
scream into it.
Great tool to use, energetic trash
That
bags.
way that person isn't receiving any of what is being said, and that's still allowing that person to express, even though it might seem like it's coming at them. They're like, yeah, it's coming at me, but I'm picking it all up in the trash bag.
Yes. And it's very good to vomit your crap and your shit that people likes to throw at you into this trash bag, spiritual trash bag. I like that idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of distortion going on, and it's creating a lot of false following. 1, 2, distorted information. 3, taking off your inner knowing, and 4, really fucking you up spiritually.
And there's a lot of well-meaning people out there. Like,
they mean
there's
well.
a lot of patriots. There's a lot of, insiders to some degree that are giving information that hasn't necessarily been completely vetted. And if it has been vetted, it could be dis or misinformation in order to pump fake or to create a confusion or to get everybody's hopes up. This is what the dark loves to do. Raise the hopes up so high, and then when it doesn't take place and it doesn't happen, they're in a worse position than they were before because they put so much energy. Instead of just being in that energy all the time and being like, oh, I'm in a calm vibrational state feeling this is going to happen. They put a date to it, and then they focus on that date. So much, if those of you out there who have done supernova, as you know, focusing on the date is great to establish a vibrational timeline of experiencing the day and the date. And then what do? We release the date. Allow that timeline to come into fruition without really setting the date as it's this day. No, it's this experience, and that can be every day.
I can assure you, as a psychic medium professionally for 15 years, but has been channeling the afterlife for 45 plus years, I can assure you Spirit is not going to give us the final day of how this is playing out.
No person will know the day or time.
No person is going to know the day. That is between God and source, and that's it. God source, / source. That's it. But we can give information that can guide them to a timeline.
The problem with knowing the day and the time exactly is as soon as it's known within the quantum, you can already manipulate it and change it. If there's any doubt out there, or if there's those out there that are manipulating others to create what they want, This is the same thing about manifestations. People that want to manifest things, the best way to manifest it is don't fucking talk about it.
Yeah.
Ever to anyone.
Other people's energy will fuck your
Because
shit
even if they
up.
are well-meaning and they support what you're doing, they could in their mind say, I don't know if they're going to make it, or I don't know if that's really going to happen.
They don't have the power to change someone's manifestation. They have that energy that can distort the person who's trying to manifest this view.
Manipulation
or
of energy.
intention.
Anytime that there's a thought pattern brought in and there is a opposing thought pattern, even if that person doesn't say it out loud, they could go home and be like, you know, that person, they so think they're going to do this and it's so crazy. They could just think that and never even speak it, and it's already distorted the manifestation. It's already blocked it. It's always watch as you'll if the person, they go to manifest and then they talk to someone else about it and they don't keep it a secret. Watch where the distortion in their brain suddenly starts to doubt things. It's not their energy. It's someone else being introduced to their thought patterns, and thoughts are these invisible frequencies. They're not completely exclusive to you. Your thoughts travel outside of you. Everyone can attach to these thoughts and not know where they came from.
And it's funny he brings this up because I'm sort of going through this. So many of you know I've been very vocal about leaving the fucking Illinois as soon as possible. I fucking hate it here. There's nothing I like about this state. I've been here my whole life. I can't wait to leave. But I'm an excellent ex-wife and a good mother who keeps myself here because of my children. But long story short,
you're leaving.
I'm leaving no matter what. However, because I announced it, and I said, I am leaving and I am moving to Florida. I kid you not, in 2 months, I have been infiltrated 100,000 times by people. Where are you going? Where's the location? Where are you going? What does the house look like? Can I come visit? Wait, we should meet up for coffee. We should do. So now what we have decided is undisclosed location at this point.
She's going off of my modus operandi. Undisclosed location.
I'm done because everyone had an opinion about you should try here. You should look here. You should, that word should, take it out of your fucking vocabulary, because if you're telling people you should do something because you've done it or you have, it doesn't mean it's for them.
Then it's the should be's. And they're buzzing all over.
Right.
The should be's are buzzing all. You should be. No,
Yes.
no. Get out of here.
Yeah. And I catch myself a lot because there's times I use should and I catch myself and I'm like, oh crap, I shouldn't say should.
You can always tell when there's people in your life that don't necessarily have your back or support you, when they're like, oh, you got a new place? Oh, let me come over. Let me see it. I didn't fucking invite you. Why would I invite you over? Because then they can look around the room and covet things or say, oh, I didn't know they were doing that well. Or, oh, wow, they're not disclosing this. Or, oh, look at what I found. Stay out of people's business. That's the main thing.
And I think people try to mean well, though.
I
think they genuinely care and love.
There are insecurities
us,
that people that aren't speaking about these insecurities. And they see people in life doing better than them and not being able to see, hey, that's another me doing really well. I can also do that. If they can, I can absolutely make that vibrational manifestation and live in that timeline just like they are. But instead, their insecurities and traumas and childhood stuff all come to the surface and they say, man, I wonder if they're doing this well, maybe they can get me a loan, or maybe I can borrow money, or whatever it is. These things that people don't stay. This is one thing. Okay, let's talk about this for a minute. I hear people saying, hey, stay in your own lane. That's great.
Yeah.
Do you know how many individuals know exactly what lane they're staying in?
Many don't. They don't have a fucking.
Do they also not realize that the lane that they're staying in is the lane that has been patterned and divided and basically sliced out for them in life, that their parents gave to them and that the society and authorities gave to them? Most of the time people say, hey, stay in your own lane. But
do they know what their lane is?
They don't. It's a lane.
They don't even have a clue.
It's not even their lane. They're supposed to be staying in their lane. They're not even staying in their lane. They're staying in the lane they were given instead of going, where is my lane? What? Okay, I get it. I'm supposed to stay in my own lane and not go into their lane. but they keep coming into this lane and saying, stay here, or they invade it completely.
Yeah.
These are all these things that are these patterns in construction from childhood, from trauma that says, this is all I can have in life. This is the way the world works.
And it distorts things.
It absolutely distorts it.
So for those who are just joining us on Instagram and TikTok, we're talking about spiritual distortion and how easy the matrix the dark forces can really, especially if you're empathic. Any empaths watching, oh my God, it's going to be like this. And when we're talking about the intention and keeping your manifesting to yourself, especially now, these energies right now, I don't call myself the queen of quantum because I think I'm some fucking big shot. I'm talking, when I call myself the queen of quantum, it's because I can play the quantum in 3 seconds. He watches me do it. And he's yelling at me sometimes going, watch what you just said because you're going to manifest that shit in 5 minutes. He will yell at me and then in 5 minutes it will happen.
It's not a yell. It's like,
well, a directness.
Hey, stop saying that. You're going to manifest it.
And I do. I have been playing quantum for so long that it's just a flow for me. I'll say it and it attracts in. However, it can also attract in the things you don't want very quickly. Hence, spiritual fucking distortion. Stop sharing your manifests with people, especially now. We reached quantum July 5th, 2021. And once we entered that quantum energy, that 5D consciousness, I'm telling you, you engage with 3D people, 3D conscious people, you will be fucked for days. You're not going to want to get out of bed. You're going to have major anxiety. You're going to have headaches. You're going to feel like you can't breathe out of your nose. Am I right? Nausea.
Are you talking about yourself?
Yes. But many people are feeling this. A lot of empaths are feeling this. I could assure you.
Mm-hmm.
I can assure you.
And we say this because it is very rare to find someone in one's life that has worked on themselves to the degree that they don't have a dog in the fight when it comes to your manifestations, that they don't have their own intentions or versions, especially the closer the interpersonal communication and relationship, the more the offense, the more deadly it can be with their words. Words are extremely powerful. They are programming tools. So when we speak about, let's say something went my way, and I speak about it, and I tell a bunch of people, blah, 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 blah. And then suddenly things aren't going so well. Why? Because even with their best intentions, they can't want exactly what my intentions are for my manifestation. They have their own version of me. And even if it's not something where they're coveting what I have or they're not liking what I'm creating, it can simply come down to, I don't think I could do that in my life. Just that belief system that they have inserted with their thoughts has already distorted my manifestation. She'll be like, "What? Where did you get this shirt? Oh, I bought it. Why didn't you tell me? I thought I'd wear it. And then I'll show you." I don't talk about the things that I do. And this is the way to create stealth wealth. Inner wisdom is being able to cultivate your own energy inside.
Yes.
And don't tell a soul.
Yep.
Because you don't want their version of you to be distorted in your manifestations, because then you might end up with something, extremely spiritually distorted. It's like kind of what you wanted, but there's a lot of things wrong with it. And you're like, why did this come out of the manifestation factory this way? Oh, it's because you talked about it with other people and they decided to insert all of their own opinions and their own desires for it. And it's like, it's kind of what I wanted, but not really. And additionally, putting my own time on it, my own date, saying, I'm going to need this by this date, and this is what's going to happen, and blah, 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 blah. I have already created resistance to manifesting that. I have created spiritual distortion because now I have put handcuffs on the universe. They have to move all of this energy around to get it to me by this date.
And then people
Could take
sometimes
even longer.
feel like, oh, I have to hurry up and make this manifest because I already told people and it's not playing out.
Dead.
You know what? Fuck that shit.
They're called
Stop.
deadlines.
Stop doing
Deadlines for a reason.
Yeah, stop doing that.
You're killing the timeline if you create a deadline for something. I found it out really quickly when I was building the Spectrum Mastery Attunement course. I'm like, it's going to be ready by this time. I'm going to have this and this. And the more I wanted to put full focus and energy into things that I felt were extremely important, the more I was realizing I'm not going to make it by the deadline. I need to give this up because it's creating stress in a place where I'm supposed to be creating a course about self-love. And the very thing I had to do was I said, okay, I'm manifesting this into my course. I got to back off because I don't want the ghost in the machine.
Right.
To haunt people with that same kind of thing of going, oh, am I doing it wrong? I have to have it by this date or this. I want this freedom of expression to come within the allowance of the capacity of the place where that person is ready to receive it.
And I see this a lot with product launches because I think
people
even
more so now
businesses. I mean, look at me. I announced Sapphire Goddess Oil. First of all,
where's your oils?
Where's my oils? Did my products get launched? My Lilith and Goddess blends? No. You want to know why? One, I support small businesses. So
True.
I decided to buy from all wholesale of people who owned businesses. I wanted to support small businesses because they've all supported me throughout the years. That's how I got here after 15 years. You know, I only work on referrals. So sometimes my way of giving back isn't to go to Amazon. So some of my products took 6 weeks. 6 weeks. I'm still waiting on one last product.
But you better be sure they are going to be the best damn products you can.
Yes.
The self-love that you're going to feel from using these oils, from using this specific Spectra infused self-love into these oils is going to be unique because it's Motherella's. It's Motherella's energy.
Yes.
It's Motherella's Spectra infused
and it's love
ingredients.
Of people who own their businesses too. I think these people love their businesses and they've been up against the bullshit with all these big name companies, and they were up against all the bullshit with packaging and shipping that is out of their control. And I'm not going to not work with people because of shipping issues in the United States Post Office. You know, that's all bullshit that's going on right now. I could have
which got a bailout, by the way.
What?
They got a bailout, remember?
Oh, yeah, they got a bailout. Forgot about that.
It's interesting how they get a bailout and they're worse
bailout.
at their job.
Yeah. So long story short, what he was saying, I could have really been spiritually distorted just based on some of the emails I got. I got some really aggressive emails in the last few weeks about my product and it not coming out and me not delivering on time. And first of all, they didn't even pay for it. These are, you know, things that I was giving out for free at the beginning. And I don't care. I don't care. I'm not being pressured into creating a resistance of something and getting spiritually distorted on something that I'm enjoying and loving to create. Plus having people who love their businesses, who work so hard. You know, some of the people are single parents and stuff, and I bought from them. To me, it's a whole co-creation. And that's
the new earth businesses. This is the new earth bartering, trading, using currency.
Yes, currency.
This is how this is working. This is how this is working with what you're getting. Because Motherella didn't cut corners and say, oh, I can get it cheaper on Amazon and they're free shipping or whatever. She could have. She's all about efficacy. If you know anything about the oils that she uses and the stuff that she does, it's all about efficacy, all about effectiveness, all about sustainability. And where purity. Was it sourced? Purity. So when she goes to these businesses, when the product comes out, those that are impatient for it, they should be excited because it's taking time to be delivered in the best, the most effective and the most powerful product that she can offer because it has been a co-creation of all of these pure sources.
And that's how you work with quantum. That's how you play the quantum field. You co-create with people who are in that 5D consciousness that have massive self-love. And as you start attracting them into your life, you're going to see a real change with not only yourself, but with businesses. We're going to take a quick break, a commercial break. When we get back, we will be talking more about spiritual distortion. We'll be right back after the break. All right, welcome back to the Tribe of Eden TV show. We are so grateful you are here. Thank you, Anchor.fm, Spotify, and multiple other platforms for hosting our show. We are so grateful to have you. We took a short commercial break. Right before the break, we were talking about a favorite topic of ours, spiritual distortion, and we were getting into how things can get distorted in the current energies of the world and how we can play quantum and manifest what we want. Moving the show in the second half, we're going to talk a little bit and dive a little deeper into the spiritual distortion because we're seeing it play out on social media a lot. And we have really done a good job, I think, together as a power couple to come to you and suggest and recommend ways to ground yourself and keep your energetic chaos under fucking control, because there is a lot that is going on with spiritual distortion on social media from multiple sources, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what does this say?
Using too much memory. Do not remind me again today is what you should click.
So with that said, these energies, so if you are in the Tribe of Eden TV subscription, you have full access to all the videos we upload uncensored. And we are on 3 prediction videos. The first 2, everything is almost all came to light. We just uploaded the 3rd prediction video. What day? Was that yesterday?
I believe so.
Yesterday or the day before.
They're all running together.
And if you watched anything about that, we have given you what you're going to be experiencing in terms of energy and what's going to be playing out. Well, with that said, it is very easily to have these energy sucking vampires that are out there suck your blood dry with their negative, snide, rude, aggressive behavior and comments, especially when it comes to social media. Walker and I have had our censoring issues, but the thing that I will always say, I'm grateful for the opportunity of social media. I love TikTok. I love Instagram. I love Facebook, and I love YouTube. Why? Because it allows us to bring our work of all these years live to all of you. When social media is used in the way it's supposed to be used, it is very beneficial to carry out the 5D conscious and the quantum living. When it's not used in that way, it creates spiritual distortion within yourself. Mm-hmm. So moving forward on this half of the show, we'll take questions a little later, but we want to make sure everyone understands some of the energies you're going to be experiencing coming up. Now, we're not going to get into the predictions because that part will not be available to the public because we are censored. Mm-hmm. So we decided to just keep it in the tribe because we are not censored in our Vimeo subscription group. So some of the energies we've been experiencing, I feel a lot of people are experiencing and may not even know they're experiencing.
Is getting attacked by birds a symptom? Asking for a friend.
Yeah, asking for a friend. Whoever watched the Motherella show
Bees.
Tuesday.
Or flies.
We had Jill Urchek from the Jill Urchek show on as a special guest, and we were talking about how everyone's getting attacked by birds.
Mm-hmm.
Since that show, we've gotten comments, questions, emails, so many things are happening. People are noticing birds acting strange. They're like artificial intelligence, acting strange and weird. We've already known this has been going on,
Mm-hmm.
but it's becoming more prevalent to watch. It's really becoming more prevalent. So I think it's kind of comical. So what are some of the things with the spiritual distortion that can get distorted coming up? One
Well,
of the
headaches.
things is timeline. I meant the actual things like timelines. Dates.
Timelines can be distorted. Dates
Dates.
can be distorted.
Mhm.
Every day to day can be distorted as far as like, here's an example. I look on social media, someone was telling me, oh, we should reach out to someone. So they're having a bad day. I said, why are they having a bad day? I said, oh, it's too much going on social media, a lot of negativity.
Mhm.
I said, it's really funny how I can look on this screen, have a bad day. I can put this down.
So
I can
true.
sit on the porch. Oh, look, I'm having a good day.
Mhm.
The illusion of these distortions that are coming in they are so overwhelming to bombard the mind like a search engine that is out of fucking control.
Mhm.
Our brains have been trained to be able to process massive amounts of information ever since there was a Google search engine. Because before, if you wanted to go research something, you had to go to the local library and get some microfiche. I don't know if anybody remembers doing any kinds of research reports in high school or college.
It's not like that anymore. Now
It's not
you
like
just
that.
click a button and
You can find anything,
Mhm. But is it real?
and
That's
that's
the
the thing.
difference.
Is it real?
Is it real?
Because if I can control the amount of information, basically data and how it is informed or in formation, what formation it is in, I can distort by cleverly augmenting the search results or removing things and putting them on blacklists. I'm not saying that the Google is doing it. I'm just stating that could be something that could be done within a dystopian type of society. I'm just saying.
And then that distortion takes you down a rabbit hole that sometimes you're not planning to go down. And here's another spiritual distortion. True. So now you go into the spiritual distortion because you're getting multiple things thrown at you. And it creates what I call spiritual overload. If you are in a space of spiritual overload, here's what I can assure you. You are disconnected from your higher self. You aren't channeling your spirit guides correctly, and you are getting false information. I'm already going to tell you this as a teacher of psychic mediums for the last 20 years. You are going to get false information, and it's come through in the form of the ego. And for those who can't decipher what's true guidance and what's ego, this is where the spiritual distortion comes into play. This is where spiritual overload comes into play. And next thing you know, you're feeling like fucking shit. You're miserable. You go into a low vibration. And right after that low vibration, the matrix has you. The matrix has you. Your mind starts spinning. You go into this fucking spiral. I don't have enough money. I'm worried. I can't travel. Now fear porn starts. Mm-hmm. See how it just, all we did was talk about one thing, and I'm already taking you down the spiritual distortion road. And then I'm pulling you into the spiritual overload space.
And the way that the search engine has been modified is that 2 or 3 searches in, it starts to go down a certain road. It starts to create these inroads in the brain by what you see on the screen. Mm-hmm. And this is different for each operating software. Mac is very different when it comes to how you navigate through it. It's more creative. Android's a little more linear. But the way that the brain is formed when using these devices, and then you get on the search engine, which unifies the two of them, placing the mind in all of this road that it takes it down. And it's always this fear road, because
fear porn.
The way that they augment this system is very telling, because they are data mining everything about you as a person. Mm-hmm. All your fears, all your hopes, all your dreams, what your favorite car is, all of this was done with Facebook. All of these search engines data mine these things. Why? To sell you things. But what if they could sell you disinformation for free? That's what if you're the product?
Yeah, we are the product.
If it's for free, then you are the product. And they can give you any type of information that they deem that you need. In fact, there could be so much more information out there that you are looking for, but you're not finding it because it's pinging certain things, or, hey, look, here's this video. Oh, check this out. Oh, check this out. Oh, you recently bought this. Here's an ad for this same thing you just bought 30 fucking times. It's like, do you want more of it? It's like, I already have one. Why would I want more? You can tell when it seems like a business or a corporation is always in your feed, and it's like, God, they're everywhere. They must really be spending it.
They like to fill up.
They've got a pixel on you.
Yes.
And it's tracking you around, following you, and it's this curated type of information, which causes what? A distortion and an augmentation of actual reality. Mm-hmm. Get off the screen, walk outside, and your mindset will be completely built to what you just observed.
Your energy.
You're going to think the world's collapsing.
Mm-hmm. So
and not in a good way.
Work. Yeah, fear porn doesn't work.
No. So it has to be monitored.
Yeah. And I love all of you. I love you all, but I don't even, I'm just letting everybody know, as I'm going to say this as nice as possible. I don't watch any of the videos you guys send me, ever. One, it's an infiltration.
When do you have time?
First of all, I never have time. I never have time.
We're always doing something.
Yeah, we're always channeling and working, but
building something, creating something. There's more courses coming out. But I don't know when you'd have time.
Even if I did have time, it's spiritual overload. I'm trying to get to that point. It's like, it's spiritual overload. I do my own research, but when you're sharing stuff with me, you're infiltrating my spiritual, sovereignty. So I do not watch these videos that everyone sends me. He sees my inbox. I'm infiltrating. And we're not
calling anybody else out. You should see how many fucking DMs a day she gets. It's insane.
3 platforms. I want people to know this. Between 3 platforms, I have 35,000 followers. 3 platforms, 35,000 followers. How many DMs and private messages do you think I get in a day? Could you imagine if I was to go down that DM rabbit hole? Talk about spiritual distortion and spiritual overload. I'd be lost forever. Mm-hmm. I flip through them because I'm a little OCD and don't like the red.
I will send her something.
Yeah.
And she won't even watch it.
I won't watch what he sends me either. Well, once in a while, if it's something funny.
If it's something funny. And I have to, if I send her something, then it's not over Instagram. I'll share the little thing, and I'll share it in a message.
Yeah.
And I'll say, it's funny, mm-hmm. or crying faces mm-hmm. across the thing. Like, this is going to make your day better.
Because I committed to myself through all the spiritual distortion of social media that I was going to make sure I use social media in a very positive way. I want to use it in a way that makes me smile and that makes me happy.
Brings joy.
Makes me create more when we're doing these lives and doing our show live, and we're having these discussions with all of you wonderful 5D conscious people and great souls. It fuels me to keep doing my work that I've been doing all these years. So for me, using social media in this way is thrilling. Like, I love it. And I'm so grateful that we have this opportunity to even have TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. But when we use it in a way that creates spiritual distortion and spiritual energetic overload, you are fucking yourself up. And I'm telling you, you're going to have energy sucking vampires coming at you. You're going to attract it in.
It's okay to say no.
It's okay to say no.
It's okay to say no to people politely. And one of the things that I really stress with the Spectrum Mastery Attunement course, with Quantum Soul Retrieval, with Supernova, with any of these things, is to be diplomatic in how one says it. Because most people say, if I say no, I'm being mean. If I say no, I have to say it like, no, I'm not doing that. No, that comes from a place of passive aggressiveness. And basically, if someone doesn't want to do something and they're passively not standing up and saying they don't want to do that, they're not standing in their truth.
So true.
So part of that way is, hey, come on, you got to go to this thing do it for the family, or do it for this person, or do it for that, or do it for Jesus, or do it for whatever. All you say is, I don't want to.
Yep.
And they'll say, oh, but come on. You say, I'm sorry. I guess you didn't understand the first time I said I don't want to. And when you say it in a diplomatic way, when you say it in a calm manner that isn't exploding, they really don't know if you're joking. They don't know what, like, how, what do you, are you serious? It's like, no, I'm being absolutely serious. This isn't something I want to do. And that's the beauty of being an adult. I can say fucking no. Remember all those times as a kid? It's like, no. You have to go here. You have to go there. That was my experience. And then it's like, hey, can you come to this gathering and go this and this? And I was like, I'm an adult. No, I don't want to.
That's spiritual. That is spiritual boundary setting. You know what I mean?
And it has to be, because there has to be a level of self-sovereignty. There has to be a level where someone says, this is where I stand. Do not step on my toes. Okay, I totally respect that. Because then they can figure out where they stand with you, and you can figure out where they stand with them, but you don't have to step on each other's toes. This isn't something that people have to be into everything that everybody else is doing. You're united in our differences. Hey, you're into that? That's cool. I'm not really into that, but I support you in doing it. I want no part of it, but go ahead. You're not hurting anyone, right? As long as you're not hurting anyone yourself, go ahead.
I want to make this is a wonderful thing. Somebody just said this, Mama Tanya White. So for those who are listening, Mama Tanya White found me on TikTok and now follows me on Instagram. But she makes a really good point here about when we were talking about spiritual distortion and how to use social media in a positive way. She says, I recommended you on TikTok with a tag. It made my night that you even noticed it. I did it, liked, comment, and I wasn't expecting that, just recommending someone to check you out. Now, I saw that and it fired me up that somebody decided to share something that resonated with someone else, tagged me in it, and it made sense to her. And so it made sense. And
it was your original, so she got mentioned in something that she created. And it got mentioned on someone else's post or something like that.
Yes. And so this person believes in our work and wanted to tag us in something that resonated with her. That's not spiritual distortion and spiritual overload, because all that is saying is, hey, this resonates and I love your work and I love these things. And of course, I'm going to say thank you so much. And I'm not disrespectful by any means. And when I'm able to see things through the thousands of comments that I get every day, I love being able to acknowledge that and say thank you. That's a huge difference. So
it was more so that this individual, the tag, meaning that she shared something Motherella said with someone else, instead of tagging her in something that someone else created and then put that out there. And we don't have any connection to that,
Yeah, well,
that's not a share. That's just a mention.
It was actually on someone else's post.
Oh, was it?
Believe it or not, that they were saying, oh, I love this girl's, she has a lot of followers, this girl. And she actually said, oh, you should check out @Dr. Motherella.
That's a share. That's awesome. That's great.
On this girl's post, which I thought was beautiful. I mean, I know to you it took 2 seconds.
That reminds me.
So thank you.
Lorraine out there.
Lorraine, yes.
Lorraine, she mentioned on someone else's post that was putting out they were putting out something that was disinformation and they were calling it out. on their thing. And it said something like, do you really believe that reptilians run the world or something? And her comment was, yes, I do. I believe so. And I'm in the Tribe of Eden TV right now with Quantum Nova Body and Dr. Motherella, and you should check it out. I thought that was fantastic. I liked that. I liked that on that thing. And I rarely, it's like I was mentioning something. What was I mentioned in?
But it's an invitation.
It's an invitation.
Offering, it's not throwing, you should do this because I said so. It is an invitation. Hey, check this out. It's an invitation. When you're inviting someone else into that space, that does not create resistance, spiritual distortion, spiritual overload, because you're offering it as an invitation, almost as if to say, would you like to do this? Would you like to check it out? It's the ones who don't ask in the form of an invitation that begin to pummel, and you actually project your energy into other people's spaces. This is why when I'm teaching psychic mediums, if you think you're supposed to go up to random people in public and tell them they have a message from their loved one, you are creating karma. Whether you know that, believe it or not, you could tell me, go fuck myself. I don't care. I've been teaching this for 25 plus years. Psychic mediums who are good, authentic, respectful psychics and know energy and know spiritual law, if they know spiritual law and they know spiritual boundaries, you do not walk up to random people in a store, in a public place, anywhere, and say, oh, your grandma's here and there's a message for you. Your mother's here, there's a message for you. There is your daughter here, there's a message for you. That is bullshit, and I will call bullshit on any medium who says that they do this, because there is spiritual laws in place, and that is completely disrespecting the human soul, and it's completely disrespecting the spirit boundaries with spirit.
There was no consent.
There's no consent there.
The person didn't say, here, I'll give you money and then you give me information.
Or
here, I'll
even,
exchange. Hey, I have a message. Is it okay?
No.
That bombardment, and this is what has happened with a lot of healers too. A lot of people meaning well, going by and going, oh, look at that poor person. I'm going to send them healing. Because they're energy workers and they're light workers. There is karma that comes back on that light worker if that was not what that soul intended. Why would you want to play that Russian roulette game? There has to be a space of sovereignty. There has to be a space of liberty and sovereignty unified.
It's also a spiritual respect for another human soul.
But that's what sovereignty is.
What makes you think you can go up and infiltrate anyone's space?
Because of the level of the degree of the rulers of society have been able to push so far people's boundaries to the point where people don't even understand what a sovereign nation is or what sovereignty is. Sovereignty means I don't have to do fucking anything that I don't want to do, regardless of what you tell me to do. There's incentives to do it, sure. There's co-creations where we both enjoy doing it, but this force, coercion, manipulation. Well, if you don't do this, you can't go here. And if you do, these are all forms of extreme conditioned love. I'll be accepted if I do this. I'll be accepted in society if I just go along with the thing. Nothing worth anything ever happens to someone in a good way that goes along with the crowd. Ever.
Speaking of sovereignty, and this is spiritual distortion, I think may actually transpire and turn into another show for Monday, because what he just said triggered something with me with these parents who are raising their kids and allowing them to self-express. Anyone who's listening, and we have somebody personal to us who is going through this with her own child. Her son is spiritually expressing himself at a very young age. I think he's 13.
They're doing it much younger than
ever.
Than we used to.
5 years old, 8 years old. I'm reading for all these people. All their kids are spiritually expressing, and the parents are thinking their kids are being bad.
Nope.
Their kids are being little assholes, little bitches. Their kids are being rude, disrespectful. I'm telling you right now, you're setting yourself up for a long, many years of karma. when these children are trying to spiritually express and you're guiding them and loving them, if you feel you can comment how a parent is parenting their children, if they are not physically abusing them and they are not literally doing drugs with them in front of them, what gives you the right to spiritually distort what that child is trying to express? And we're going to be, this is going to be a show because I'm hearing about it a lot in readings, and it's creating spiritual distortion for these children, and their souls are getting very confused.
And we've talked about this to some degree. So much of what a parent wants from their children has to do with what they didn't get for themselves. They try to give their children the life they didn't have, or they try to basically project the rules that they've been told onto the children. This is not the way.
But doesn't mean strangers can make comments
About other children?
Yes.
Yeah, keep their opinions to yourself.
No, but we're talking, it creates spiritual distortion.
It does. What also creates spiritual distortion is parents that don't understand their children are not their property.
Yep. We're vessels to our kids. Only vessels. It's going to be a show on Monday.
And that's going to go both ways in how the government has determined that they're also not your property.
Yep.
So they know what other parents don't know about children and their birth certificates already.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go into that. That'll be a doozy.
Yeah, that's going to be Monday show. I love that. I love that topic. And I think that's going to be good for everybody. I know we only have a couple minutes and the show's about to end. What's that?
Would love to hear about how to help children who seem to express empath, etc. gifts.
Oh, I can go
Teach
on.
them about sovereignty, first and foremost.
Yep, teach them about sovereignty. We can go on and on with that. We're working with so many people with empathic, which we call the crystalline children. We're going to do a whole show on crystalline children.
Mm-hmm. And the Blu-rays.
Yep, and the Blu-rays. Crystalline children and Blu-rays. There are many of these children.
They're going to save humanity.
They're going to save humanity.
If you let them.
So we'll do a whole episode.
Yeah,
on that,
I think that's a great idea.
On Monday. I think Monday we'll do it.
Want to do some announcements before we
get
out of
let's
here?
do announcements. Go ahead.
So the documentary that was put up on YouTube is no longer there. It's gone. It's been removed. And that will be available. It's a 3-hour 29
documentary.
It has all the stuff that you can't find anymore in this 3-hour doc. It will be in the Tribe of Eden, probably right after this. For all of those in the Tribe of Eden that pay the $20 a month for our Vimeo subscription, as you all know, the Tribe of Eden TV is not just this place where you learn about these stories. You learn the truth. You learn about the true version of Eden according to our galactic councils. You know that when you subscribe to this channel, you're getting essentially coursework. There's so much stuff that goes into the bonus videos. There's so much stuff that we are teaching, and it is so much information with the light codes, the DNA. These light codes aren't a meditation at all. These light codes physically do things to your biological formulation. There's biological upgrades within these codes in your DNA.
And it's not just
clearing karma, trauma.
The story of Eden. We've also got Tesla in there. We've channeled Tesla,
which is coming back soon, by the way.
Yep. And we've channeled JFK Jr. And in honor of the last two predictions where I channeled General George. I am wearing my shirt.
Montana.
There he is.
Boom, boom.
Montana, George Washington. So on our travels, guess what we have? Shirts.
Montana.
So
that'll be available both to the Tribe of Eden members. If you are a Spectrum Master Attunement practitioner and you're doing the course, that's also available to you. That'll be in the coursework as well. It's already been uploaded and already been set up within the buttons and everything else like that. So there's also for the Spectrum Mastery Attunement practitioners, there is a sizing diagram there for both men and women for your free practitioner t-shirts that will be arriving very soon.
His t-shirts for all his students are so
only for students.
They're so cool. So, all right. So that's it for announcements. We thank you for taking your time out tonight to join us live and be in the chat room and everything. We're going to say hi to Instagram and TikTok after we are done here. But for Facebook and YouTube, please follow us on Anchor. We would love for you, if you support our work, to follow us, subscribe, like. We do have the subscription for support on Anchor, or you can follow us on Spotify. And we love you all. Thank you. We'll be back next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time live.
For those of you that are listening on Anchor, you can find our live show every Wednesday, 7 o'clock Central Time on the Dr. Maldarella YouTube channel. All right. We love you. Take care.